What's up, space pirates? This is your captain, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and things just keep looking worse and worse for Avowed, a game that we discovered just a few days ago that uses progressive gender ideological nonsense in its character creation.
Oh, goody.
We've been talking about this screenshot right here, which shows the character menu for the game and shows that a character's pronouns are not tied to the male or female body type that you choose. This was bad enough, but now it looks like the art director of the game has gone way out of his way to show us that he and the rest of Obsidian are not interested in earning our business. Elon Musk commented on the Avowed situation on Twitter, saying that pronoun nonsense has no business in a fantasy setting, and this art director, Matt Hansen, basically said on Blue Sky, the progressive version of Twitter, that if we don't want this modern day shit in his fantasy game, then he's glad to see us go.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Spoiler alert, I don't think it's going to pay off very well at all. Not when there are plenty of other great looking games coming out that people can spend their money on. You've got to think that in the same month that Avowed comes out, in February that is, there's plenty of competition. Two games in particular are games that I've highlighted on this channel, Monster Hunter Wilds and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Both of those are direct competition for this turd that is Avowed. Monster Hunter in particular will absolutely beat the shit out of Avowed in sales because it isn't pissing around with all of this woke shit.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Too many companies today simply do not understand that you don't screw with your prospective customers. There was a time when people understood that as a matter of good business sense, you kept your political opinions to yourselves. Michael Jordan once very famously said that I don't like to talk about politics because Republicans buy shoes as well. Of course, talking about his sponsorship with Nike. But these companies today have gotten too big for their britches, and they think they can spit in the face of the majority of people who find this weird shit off-putting without consequence. But gamers have proven many times this year that they are not going to put up with this crap.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
Alright me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to refer to it as these days. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But alright, let's talk about Avowed. You may remember that when I first brought this game up on my channel just a few days ago, I said that despite the fact that some people were calling this the next Dragon Age the Veilguard, I thought that was a little bit hyperbolic. After all, Dragon Age was a particularly awful variant of a brand of game development that we've seen arise over the past decade or so. It was especially concerned with LGBT shit, and simply having pronouns show up on the character screen in Avowed, that just was not going to elevate that game to the position of being as bad as Dragon Age. However, that opinion of mine is rapidly changing with the more that I learn about Avowed. I mean, take a look at the characters that they're featuring in this game. It looks pretty well tailored to the modern audience that we hear so much about, doesn't it? It looks like they are doing their damnedest to check every box and to not offend anybody on the progressive end of the political spectrum. Meanwhile, the characters are not interesting at all. This is a downright ridiculous way to approach creativity. This tells me that their creative process was less focused on genuine creativity and more focused on checking off DEI checklists. But now we have a real sense of the mindset of the jackasses that did make this game. First of all, the fact that this dingleberry here is on Blue Sky instead of Twitter tells you everything you need to know about what sort of person he is. The progressive wokesters got real butthurt when the election didn't go their way a few weeks ago, and they blame Elon Musk and his purchase of Twitter for things not going their way, which is likely accurate, by the way. I think Elon's purchase of Twitter was the catalyst for a lot of the anti-woke changes that we've seen culturally in the past few years. But they got real butthurt and decided to go over to Blue Sky, despite the fact that the only people that you're going to reach over there are their fellow progressives. But anyhow, this guy quoted Elon, who was responding to Grums on Twitter talking about Avowed. Elon said in his tweet that having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable. And it is, of course, because it's the symptom of our modern way of life. It's the sort of thing that people with no purpose and who are constantly bored as hell, it's the sort of thing that that sort of person would think about. But in a fantasy setting, these people are the furthest thing from bored. They have nothing but purpose because they are constantly going to be striving for food and resources. That's the way that sort of setting works. But anyhow, this guy, Matt Hansen, who is the art director for Avowed and is responsible then for all the flowery pink and purple shit that we see in this game, but he wrote, "I wanted so badly to make him, that is to say Elon, mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you little shit." And I imagine then that the default for the game is to have the character be a they-them, because in their minds that is the default. Strangeness, that sort of strangeness that the staggering majority of people feel off-put by, is going to be the default. And wow, I gotta say, I am really standing by this decision of mine. When I first made my video the other day telling people we had to have a zero tolerance for this gender shit in games, this is why. Because it's a surefire sign that people like this are behind it. Anyhow, then the dude responded to himself, writing, "Anyway, Avowed comes out February 18th next year. Give it a whirl if you ain't afeared of the woke my mind virus." And you know, I don't think I'm gonna do that, and I suspect that a lot of other people are not gonna do that now. It's funny how these little chickens have run away from Twitter because they don't like a fair playing field. They don't like it when their opponents aren't gagged and forced to walk on eggshells for fear of being booted off the platform. This guy only talks like this because he thinks he's in an echo chamber, a safe little echo chamber, because that is what Blue Sky is, an echo chamber of sad little mental midgets who don't have the wherewithal to actually remain in the gladiators arena and duke it out with people who disagree with them. But still, this dude's voice has been heard, and I read his message loud and clear. He hates us, and I think it would be a damn shame if we sullied he and Obsidian with our dirty money. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop some mockery of this nincompoop hiding over on Blue Sky in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty